Yo, what's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. As always, my name is Anton, and hopefully all of you guys are having a fantastic day because we're continuing our Matchbox 20 Yourself or Someone Like You full album reaction. And so far, this is incredible, and this is an excerpt of that full album reaction. So if you enjoy this and you want to check out the full thing and support the channel at the same time, check out the first link down below to join the support squad and get access to all of the full album reactions we've done. Because we've done, I don't know, at this point, I don't know, maybe like 10 or something. We've done a lot. But yeah, so actually when I was looking up what the song was about, I saw this in the Genius, and I want to watch this together with all of you guys before we move on to the actual song, just to get an idea of what the song's about, because I always like doing this, checking out, kind of get a feel, get into the artist's vibe. And yeah, so before we get into this one, though, I do want to mention all of you guys that if you have any artists you want me to check out, please leave them down below in the YouTube comment section, and then I'm going to take some of those, I'm going to throw them on our weekly Discord vote for us to figure out what we're going to check out next week. So if you want to take part in that vote for free, third link down below to join the Discord community and hang out with all of us. And again, I want to give a big shout out to Paul Calabrese for requesting this record. And Paul, this might be I don't know, this might end up being my favorite record we've done on the channel, man. It's you're correct. Or not correct. I agree with you. I feel what you feel when it comes to this record, because it's incredible so far. I think the only thing that will compete with it is Savage Garden. Honestly, that record blew me away as well. Probably Rob Thomas and Darren Hayes are like my two favorite 90s artists. But yeah, that's that. So let's get into having Rob Thomas tell us what this song is about.
So the next song is one of those songs that you never know. You know, you can use it for whatever it is you want to use it for. You can use it for relationships that makes you feel better. But it was written about a time when I was like 12 or 13. I didn't write it when I was 12 or 13, but it was about that time when my mother had cancer, and she's okay now, but it was a weird period to be that age and to be, you know, having to take care of yourself and take care of your mom, and you know, and you say, you know, well, mom sleeps all the time. Why does mom sleep all the time? And you don't get it, and that's what was the song that came out of it, and nobody ever picked up on it, which like I say is just as good, because then I think it would lose something universal about a song that makes it kind of special to everybody, because you're supposed to be able to take it, you know, into your own and use it for whatever you want. But if you want to, while you listen to it, you can use it for that.
First of all, I just love the way Rob Thomas talks. Again, I feel everything I had guessed about him was true. Like, you know, I've been talking about that like deep sensitivity, that normal guy who just wants to connect. You can tell by the way he talks to the audience. He's very personable. He wants to connect with them. He's not just telling them a story. He's sharing his life, probably in the hope of, yeah, making that connection with people, making that universal connection. And I love his vibe. Just the way he speaks about things. I don't know, the nervous tension, the little bit of tenderness, the sensitivity, the quick kind of smile, the way he kind of makes subtle jokes. Like, you know, I love that. I just love seeing the humanity in him. But all right. Let's get into the real song, people.
She said it's cold outside and she hands me my raincoat. She's always worried about things like that. Well, she said it's all gonna end and it might as well be my fault. And she only sleeps when it's raining, and she screams and her voice is strange. She says, baby, it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely. She says, baby, well, I can't help but be scared of it all sometimes. And the rain's gonna wash away
That right there. Believing. And then right back to this simple motif.
She's got a little bit of something. God, it's better than nothing.
And I love how it's like verse, strum, verse, strum.
In her portrait wall, she believes that she's got it all. She swears the moon don't hang quite as high as it used to. And she only sleeps when it's raining. And she screams, and her voice is straining. She says, baby, when it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely.
I love it. Lonely.
Help me, she says, baby, yeah. Well, I can't help but be scared of it all sometimes. And the rain's gonna wash away, I believe this.
I love his ad-libs. Yeah.
She believes that life isn't made up of all that she used to. And the clock on the wall has been stuck at 3 for days and days. She thinks that happiness is a map that sits on her doorway. But outside, it stopped raining. And she says, baby, well, it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely. Yeah, but she says, baby, yeah. Well, I can't help but be scared of it all sometimes. And the rain's gonna wash away, I believe this. When it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely.
I love the background there.
Well, I can't help but be scared of it all sometimes.
Wow, man. That's another incredible song. Damn, dude. Matchbox 20 is they're good, man. Wow, let's bring it over here. How did this song come about? I wrote it while I was working in a boat place. I used to deliver and clean boats in a boatyard. I had a lot of free time to sit around and come up with songs. I think I'd written the entire song while sweeping and cleaning. Wow. And that's one thing I have noticed. Why does Rob often begin lines with "she said"? And she said, it's very there's a timeless quality to it. It kind of reminds me a bit of like a fairy tale. You know what I mean? Like once upon a time, she said. I feel like there's this, when you say like she said, I don't know, it feels like conversational. It feels, it makes me feel a bit like it gives it like a dreamlike kind of feeling. Same with like Counting Crows, Mr. Jones, just like Mr. Jones. It's this interesting thing. Like it's so vague that is almost archetypal. In some ways, I think it might actually really click with us as human beings because we make it our own. She is whoever it is to us. And we get to use our imagination. We get to make it something in some sense. And one thing I do find about Rob's writing is a lot of time it does kind of feel like archetypal to me in some way. It just, I feel like he understands our collective pain, and like everything is so personal. All the songs are so personal to him, but like I feel like I can relate to all of it in a very like deep way. It's very intimate and honest and introspective, but I don't know, maybe it's just he's had kind of in some ways something similar to me, but like I connect with it very deeply. And it's just he wears his heart on his sleeve. Like he just, and you even see it with some of the music videos when he will get really like, it's almost like the music video matches Rob's passion. When you can feel Rob ramp up the tension, when you can feel like he's really losing himself in the lyrics, you'll see the music video literally shake. it'll actually blur itself when you can feel Rob's tension rise. Why does Rob often begin lines with "she said"? I don't know what it was about it was about the 90s. It was Counting Crows, Mr. Jones, he said, she said. Like, it's all about that kind of thing. But there was a lot of lyrics. I'm very percussive, I think. Interesting, because I've mentioned that about him. He has this. I found it was like a melody thing, but maybe it's actually a percussive thing. Is like he sings in a very percussive, emotive, like whatever, like the drums and the music, how it's coming. He does that with his voice. It's very percussive. It's psh, pull back, psh, pull back. Like it's just this very almost. He comes with the drum beat. He comes down on the drum beat. He emotes. And then he pulls off and he emotes. It's this very like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and what, it's almost that very like, there's a rhythm to his singing. There's a in and out, in and out, in and out dynamics, right? Like, as I was saying about his voice, very dynamic. And I was fancying myself a bit like Paul Simon. Who was Paul Simon? That wasn't Kiss. What? No, I don't think that was Kiss. Who's Paul Simon? You try to find some mundane thing. And that, again, that's why I mentioned too, he has a way of just saying things that we all can relate to. There's a lot of "she said" in my first record too. A lot of time, I think it was because I was trying to write things about myself and then put them in another person so I wasn't feeling embarrassingly personal about things. That's interesting. Remember what I said about Push? I felt like he was exercising his girlfriend out of him. I'm having an idea. Maybe he wrote the girlfriend as his shadow. Maybe the girl, the "she said," maybe the girl he's talking about is the other part of himself, the part of himself he shuts away. Because again, as I always say, the shadow, we all have a shadow, and what our shadow is the part of ourselves we lock away in our subconscious mind. All the parts of ourselves that society deems unworthy, unwilling to be talked about, reflected on, that becomes our shadow, and that ends up living a life of its own and influencing us through our passive aggression, through our subconscious mind. And so maybe a lot of the time he's speaking about a relationship or about a partner or about a fight he'd had, but maybe it's about trying to let go of a part of himself or trying to accept a part of himself. Maybe sometimes when he's saying like trying to forgive a girlfriend, maybe he's actually trying to forgive himself. But because that we do have that. We I don't care what anyone says, we all have multiple personality disorder. Everybody does. You can see it in people. You can see, well, think about your chaotic thoughts. You have one thought, you have one voice in your head saying, you're a good person. You have another voice saying you're a piece of shit. And you have another voice that's your dad's voice. And you have another voice that's your mom's voice. And you have another voice that is your voice from your teacher in grade 1. You have all these voices in your head, but we look at someone else and we go, oh, they have multiple personality disorder. Maybe they have a harder time focusing on one personality than us. We've just, I feel, got really good at kind of choosing a personality and focusing on our energy into it and letting the other ones not take up so much mental space in our minds. But I just love this. I just love how honest he is. I love the way he articulates things. It's just very pure. And how does Rob feel about 3 a.m.? All of my assessment of a song like this now comes from 20 years of looking back and going, oh, that must have been what I must have meant. Looking into my psyche like I was therapizing myself. At the time, I was not savvy enough to say, I'm going to write this metaphor. You look back and go, okay, that's where I was. Now it makes perfect sense. Well, I've always said to you guys, this stuff is my therapy. I'm speaking to you guys, but I'm also speaking to myself. Everything I'm saying is, I've got a lot more compassion for myself because I'm not judging myself as I say these things. I'm reflecting, I'm being vulnerable, and it's making it more easy. And it's like, yeah, this is therapy. This has been the greatest therapy I've ever had in my life, is just speaking to this camera for the last year. And, the brilliant thing about what I do and what Rob does is we can actually help people through our own therapy. It's like, it is a beautiful thing, but it is funny, even me going back to older videos and noticing where I was at. Oh, that's where I went through depression at that phase. Oh yeah, me and my dad were fighting at that time. Oh, me and, this girl were in a fight, or whatever it was. It's funny that you can always spot where you are when you kind of look back. And the cool thing about what I do pardon me, is that I have a video journal of my life, because I do these videos every week. So I literally have a week by week journal of where I'm at. That's when I entered my depression. That's when I stopped journaling. That's when I got out about 3 weeks ago of like a 6-month depression, right? So I love that he's talking about that too. And how does Rob explain the tenderness with which he sings to his mother? There's this thing where you start to see your parents as a you that just got older. Oh. And you can see the vulnerability in them. As full of crack fuckery as my mother could be at times, she was the anchor. She was the one you looked for to move you through, and our family was a little different. My sister and I would take turns raising her. And then she'd come out of some kind of fog and be there. Looking back, there's definitely a lot of the person I wanted her to be in there. Interesting. So he was singing this song in some respect, not singing about his mother as she is, but as she could be, almost maybe making her a bit more pure or present, maybe in some respects. I love how he talks about this song so much. How did the music for this song come about? Start off as a piano ballad. Well, let's take a quick look at the lyrics, see if I come up with anything before we turn this off. Yeah, I love that he always says she said. And she only sleeps when it's raining, and she screams and her voice is straining. She says, baby, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Yeah. Anyway, this was another brilliant song, man. 4 for 4. 4 for 4 so far on this record. Just absolutely incredible. Anyway, what were your thoughts on this one, and what are your favorite songs on this record? Let me know down below in the comment section on YouTube. And if you enjoyed this excerpt and you want to check out the entire full album reaction, first link down below. Also, that's also how you support the channel if you want to help me out. So I really appreciate that. And big shout out again to you, Paul, man. Thank you for bringing this album my way, brother. And as I've mentioned before, if you have any artists you want me to check out, leave them down below in the YouTube comment section, and then I'll throw some of those for our weekly Discord vote. Third link down below to join the Discord if you want to take part in those. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate that. So just give it a like, leave a comment, a heart or something simple. And if you're digging the content, definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, and that's it. So I'll see all of you guys again tomorrow. I love you. Peace.